This is Dr. Amy Horniman. She's here from Florida promoting a new book as well as doing a medical conference. And I have the pleasure of seeing her because she came and chose this location specifically for the Neogen PSR to get her longevity and facial aesthetic treatments taken care of. She's interested in natural regenerative techniques. And I'm very proud to say that we have the only Neogen in the state of Arizona. And we have some great other regenerative techniques and therapeutics that I think you cannot find anywhere else in the country. She chose this location and we're happy to see her today.
Well, I was really impressed, Dr. Steve, when I met with you for the first time inquiring about the Neogen treatment. I had heard about it from a friend of mine and her results were phenomenal. When we met, I mean, you really taught me what we should be doing in skincare. And just like we were talking about off air, when we look at Korean skincare, they really are light years ahead of us in this Western world. And we see so many women out there right now. I mean, even look at Hollywood, they're damaging their skin and that's having long-term consequences. So they might get a little bit of a short-term change in their plumpness of their skin, but when we're looking long-term, that's not really benefiting them. So that's why I love what you taught me about the Neogen laser and how it's working beneath the surface. I know you're going to explain it better than I can, but beneath the surface to really stimulate and plump. It's so much more than the lasers that we've heard about in the past. Because I know there's probably going to be listeners listening right now going, oh, well, yeah, I heard about the halo laser that's supposed to plump your skin too. Well, I've had that done and it destroys that top layer and I broke out for 6 months after that. So that's why I'm so intrigued by the Neogen and I'm so happy to have found you because you know what you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah. And to your point, the reason why we kind of want to change that paradigm of the way we think is in South Korea, they never want to damage the skin. They only want to do regenerative, non-ablative treatments. Here in the United States, however, we do treatments not that I'm trying to poop on anyone's treatments, but like a CO2, a Fraxel, an IPL, a Moxie, BBL, Halo, Morpheus 8, all these are ablative lasers. They burn the top layer of your skin and then you get new skin that comes out, but the skin that comes out, it's older skin, number one, and number two, it's more void of elastin and collagen. And these high heat ablative lasers, they destroy your fat pads, they destroy the collagen in your skin. In essence, what you're doing is you have a collapsing house and you keep on putting new paint on the roof thinking that it's gonna stop the house from collapsing. You just make it look nice and shiny and new from the outside, but you've destroyed that house. Nothing has changed. And this is why I like to bring the Neogen PSR because cellularly, we regenerate collagen and elastin from the fibroblasts out. And so quickly, within a week or two of the treatment, all your skin problems, whether it's blemishes, tone, texture, pores, they all go away. And then over the next 90 to 100 days, you really get that regeneration of collagen that lifts to the top.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned about all of those other techniques. So full disclosure, I had the erbium laser done under my eyes back in December because that's always been kind of that one place where we look, because as women, we all know we have a place that we're hyper focused on that we just don't like or that we want to change. And it did exactly that. I was red, I was oozy, I was red for 2 months. And I gotta tell you, I don't see that much of a difference in the crepiness. I really don't. Yeah.
Well, fortunately with the Neogen, the downtime is only 4 days of what we call social downtime. You're going to be able to do really most of everything you want, but you're going to look kind of greasy because you put some ointment on your face to keep yourself well hydrated. And then after about 7 days, you're back to your normal routine. There's no restrictions on what you can or cannot do. More importantly, you have not damaged your face. You look like yourself, except younger, more youthful, and better.
Who doesn't want that?
I do.
Seriously, yes. Who doesn't want that?
Another thing that I think is important to bring up, something that I think is very troubling, is specifically here for the state of Arizona. We can have people who have no medical training and no aesthetic training, operating lasers, doing injections, doing these facial therapeutics, which I think can be very harmful if they're not done appropriately. So regardless of whether anyone gets their work done here at Dr. Steve Scottsdale, I say, do your research, do your due diligence, make sure that the person who's touching your face, your moneymaker, has enough certification, licensure, and is insured to do these things, because you hear of tragic stories happening and it's not worth it.
No, it's not. I've seen the tragic stories. Luckily, I have not been a victim of one, but I've seen them. We've heard about them. Even, again, celebrities. And we all wonder, like, what happened to them? Why wouldn't they go to someone like yourself who would protect them from looking abnormal? I mean, really, the damage that a non-experienced person can do to the skin is sometimes irreversible. result.
Absolutely.
And that's another reason why I chose to work with you and to come here, because I read your bio, I saw the results, I looked at the before and after pictures. And it's one thing to read reviews. It's another thing to actually meet with the doctor. And as soon as I met with you on Zoom, you jumped on a Zoom call with me so we could plan this out. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. And you were just so compassionate. You were descriptive. You answered all of my questions. I left that meeting with you feeling fully confident that when I come here, fly to Arizona, come into this clinic, that I'm going to be well taken care of, and I'm in great hands of someone that knows what they're doing with a laser.
Thank you very much.
And I chose to actually come here because I know there's very few providers of the Neogen laser, and I did research a couple other ones, but I got to tell you, it was worth it for me to make the trip, to buy the plane ticket, because like you said, you have your moneymaker. And whether you're using your face on camera or you're just an average woman that wants to look good and anti-age, you need to make sure that you're in good hands. That decision to go local, I see it in my practice as well. I see it with the ladies wanting to optimize their thyroid and hormones. They want to go to the doctor that's down the street and they end up disappointed. Now, we can fix thyroid and hormones that aren't properly being dosed by a doc. What are women going to do if they ruin their face, right? Can you fix them if they make that wrong decision?
Not always.
Right.
And not the same.
Yeah, that's why it's so important. It is so important when you were talking about your skin, your face. I mean, you don't get that back if you ruin it. It's so important to choose the right provider when you're talking about doing a laser on your skin.
Thank you. And the right provider with the right technology.
Exactly.
Amy, she's a specialist in thyroid issues and fixing the thyroid. And she's really big on doing natural longevity and rejuvenation. And so that's why I felt very pleased and honored that she chose this practice to come and to get her needs taken care of, because she could have gone anywhere in the world, but she came to Dr. Steve Scottsdale because I think we are aligned in our mission that we want to do the best quality work to heal ourselves internally with the least amount of invasive procedures or chemicals out there.
Well, and here's the thing, ladies, I always talk about hormones. And I know you know the importance of hormones as well. We can do things internally. We can add on BHRT. We can throw on peptides, but that's working from the inside. And yes, that does help with anti-aging all day long. But from my experience as a 52-year-old woman, it doesn't do it all. Listen, I've been on hormones since the day they started to drop, but I still notice changes in texture. I still notice the crepiness, things that Botox and fillers are not going to fix. And that's why I wanted to take it one step further and do a laser that was going to actually do things naturally, where I could anti-age and improve the texture as well. This isn't about freezing muscles. It's not about plumping things up with fillers anymore. It's just, I wanted to change, or I want to, I'm looking forward to actually changing the texture of my skin.
And you will. And more importantly, you're going to change the texture, and you're also going to regenerate collagen naturally. You're going to get nice lift, nice plump. A lot of these fine lines and wrinkles will disappear very quickly. You'll get a more youthful look naturally, and you're going to kick that can down the road for getting that facelift for decades if you continue to do these things, because we're not doing a silver bullet, right? This isn't just a one-stop shop. Yes, the Neogen does amazing work. It lasts about 2 years. Then we're talking about maintenance. Your collagen didn't just disappear after 2 years, but you've still aged 2 years, and that has broken down some of the collagen. So we have to think of this as maintenance to our skin, so we never have to get a facelift.
And 2 years is phenomenal, because would you say most treatments, people have to come back probably once every 6 months to 12 months, right?
After you had your series of treatments, the benefit of the Neogen, it's only a one-time session, one treatment, and that's it. Lasts for 2 years.
That's amazing. So that's well worth the investment right there, because and it's not an expensive treatment. I'm going to tell you, it's not an expensive treatment. With that investment, I get 2 years out of this. I'll probably be back next year just to stay on top of things. I'm just saying, but the fact that someone can go 2 years is phenomenal. I've never heard of a laser that offered that length of time.
It's incredible. Another thing I'd like to discuss is peptides. All the rage these days, and I would say, I humbly will say, I'm a key opinion leader for a couple of these peptide companies. And number one, people ask me, Dr. Steve, what kind of peptide should I take? Before you even ask what kind of peptide you should take, the number one question is, where are you getting your peptides? Where are they coming from? Where are they being manufactured? Let's figure that out first and then move backwards. Here we get all our peptides from the United States pharmacies and companies that make them. They're very safe. They work great, enhance some function that our bodies cannot do, but they are not the key to everything. Like copper peptides, the GH DHKCU, BPC-157, tesamorelin, all these things will help you look and feel better, but they're not going to regenerate your skin the same way the Neogen can.
Oh, I'm so happy you said that, Dr. Steve, because I can't tell you the amount of patients, listeners that come to me and say, I'm taking GHKCU, so I don't have to do anything else. It's like, listen, I think peptides are amazing and they can do so much, but that doesn't mean that we just let our skin go and do nothing else. That all we have to do is take a copper peptide and just never touch the topicals again or never do anything for our skin again. So I'm happy that you mentioned that, because peptides are becoming all the rage, but I think people have false assumptions of what they can and can't do.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming. If you'd like to follow me, learn more about what we do here at Dr. Steve Scottsdale, all the amazing regenerative technology we have, you can follow us at Dr. Steve Scottsdale on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. We'd love for you to come see our lovely Dr. Horman here with her results in about 90 days. And please follow her as well, so you can get all the latest information that she has to offer.
You guys can check me out at Dr. Amy Horniman on Instagram, on Facebook, and YouTube as well. And I'm going to be posting my results. Also, the Thyroid Fixer podcast. We're going to have Dr. Steve on because I want to go deeper into the science of the Neogen laser and that really cool hair one that you have right now, which is the only one in the country, just saying. So we're going to go deep, and we're going to be showing before and afters as well on the Thyroid Fixer podcast. So make sure that you follow that so you can hear Dr. Steve's interview.
Thank you. That was great.
Beautiful.
All right.